Hi everybody, it's Wanda. I hope everybody's having a blessed Saturday. I know I am because I got Jesus on my side. And today's video, I'm gonna crack a joke first and say due to the government shutdown, got a ration, so I have a small piece of onion here and a piece of pepper there, and I have like a spoon of garlic, and I'm gonna make some quesadillas. I have my taquitos right here, my soft tacos, and they're low carb balance. I'm gonna use some of the already made sauce, and I have a whole bunch of packages of cheese. This is a Mexi cheese, this is a taco cheese, and this is a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And I have someone in the background yelling at me. Why are you yelling at me, Marley? Grandma's cooking. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on my stove, and I'm gonna start making the ground beef in here. I didn't chop it up yet, but I'm gonna chop up this little piece of onion. Marley, I'm gonna chop this up just until that stove heats up a little bit, because it's cold. I didn't heat it up. I didn't preheat it. So I was only kidding. Thank God I always have to provide. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so I cut the onion up, and now I'm gonna cut the pepper. I'm putting it in the little taco middle because I wanted to have good extra little flavors of veggies in there. I ran out of sofrito, so that means I have to buy some more sofrito stuff. And I could do it online, so everybody could see. I'm gonna specifically say sofrito video. Okay, he has to stop barking. You see that, Amy? You see that, Amy? The whole video is gonna be Marley in the background. He wants to be seen. Okay, so have a little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion, and we have our garlic. But I'm gonna take my small amount of meat, that's like one big gigantic meatball of ground beef and one big gigantic meatball of sausage, and I'm gonna put that in the pan. I'm just gonna hold on to this I'm gonna hold on to the garlic and the peppers, and I'm gonna put that in a little while. Let me wash my hands. Marley, what am I singing, Marley, what you gonna say? So, I'm just gonna wait for that meat to break up. Let me get my breaker upper. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. I hope you can see. I'm just gonna start starting it down a little bit. I'm gonna switch stoves. I'm gonna switch this over here. I'm gonna switch this one over here. Like so. I'm gonna put this one in the pan. That's where I'm gonna do my quesadillas on top of this little pan. It's the perfect size. And I'm gonna lower that back one and raise the front one. Okay, now we're in business. So we're gonna ground this sausage and ground beef together. Gonna have a really tasty taste there, so a real tasty taste. All right, so let's do this. Just breaking it up. I went nice little crumbles this time, so let me take this away from the stove. I went little crumbles, so I'm just gonna let that cook up. And I'm going to take my bowl, and I'm gonna add this little bit of mozzarella in there. Since I'm gonna mix in all three cheeses, I might as well just put them in the bowl now. So that's some mozzarella there, and this one is like a taco blend. 3 cheeses, shredded cheddar, Monterey Jack, and taco seasonings. Okay, so we're also gonna put that one in there, and we have a little bit of Mexican blend. So let's throw the Mexican blend in there. Alrighty. So let me get rid of these bags. Oh, this one still has a little bit in it yet. Come out. Come out. All right, don't want to come out. Don't come out. All right. Here's my handle. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this to the other side. So just give it a little flip so I could cook the other side here. And I hope I have my volume on. Give me a second. I just want to check and see. Hi, I'm back. I had to check in the Bluetooth because then you wouldn't hear my voice. So I shut the Bluetooth off. So let's continue cooking. We're browning this up. It won't take long for it to brown up. I'm just going to crush it a little bit more. And we have all our blends here. I'm just going to shake it up. And I also want to add a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano to this. Let me just get my bag of cheese out. Okay, so I have some Parmigiano Reggiano here. I'm just going to add a little bit to this. Just that much. Just so it could give it a nice flavor. Alright, so you shake that up. Let it get incorporated. Okay, it looks really good now. Everything is blended all together. I got like 5 different cheeses in there. And this looks so dark. Hold on, let me see if I could get it to be lighter. Nope, not yet. Okay, that's better. Alright, so let's break this up. It's almost done. And then we can add the seasonings in it. I'm going to use regular tomato sauce this time with garlic and herb. So I'm just using that one. I'm not going to put the other sauces because when I don't have no sofrito, I resort to canned. That already has its own flavors mixed in there. So that's my deal right there. We go with that one. So here we go. Here we go. Now this ground beef is pretty good sizes. If I could get it down to smaller sizes would be better. I really wanted small pieces so I could spread out the meat evenly instead of having big chunks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to break it down as much as I can. And also so we could mix in with the ground beef together. So I'm doing that. Okay, that's looking very good there. See, the meat is cooking very nicely. I have small pieces, which is great. Oh, and I also have, I see a few pieces more that need to be crushed. Just give them a little crush right there. Those are the sausages, the nice big pieces. And that was already sausage that came without the casing on it. So it was just regular ground sausage with no casing. So that's what I put in here. Ground sausage and some ground beef together. And I think that's it. I don't have to break it up anymore. I think that's enough right there. Okay, so that's looking really nice. That's how I wanted it. So yummy. Like I said, I'm not going to throw a lot of seasonings in here because this already has, this tomato sauce has a lot of salt and pepper and all that stuff. So I'm not going to be adding anything else to that. Okay, what I am going to add is some bean dip. I just love some bean dip. I have the bean dip right here. I'm going to add a little spoon and just spread it over inside the quesadillas. That's going to be really yummy. So this is almost done. And I think I'm ready to add in my garlic, my peppers, my onions. That's about the only ingredients that I'm going to use today. No salt, no pepper, because everything is in there. that sauce came fully loaded. So I'm just gonna brown this up for a few minutes and get really nice. Make sure it goes all over the place and it cooks up. I didn't take out the oil, but that's okay. Really didn't have that much oil. When you brown it, like I said, the more you brown it, the more oil comes out. So you don't have to brown it that much. It'll come out eventually when I put in the sauce in there and it starts to cook in the sauce. Then you'll see it. But for now, I'm just gonna cook this up a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to put a little bit of a little spoonful. Let me get my scissors. I'm going to put a little spoonful of the bean dip so I can give it a nice robust flavor. So I have my tortillas here. I have a little bit of olive oil in case I need to oil up the pan just a little bit to keep it from burning. So I'm just going to set that to the side. And I'm almost ready for the sauce. I'm going to do the sauce first so I can cover it. So let me just wait a few more seconds. Get my spatula. This is almost ready, and then I can throw in my tomato sauce. I'm not going to open up the whole can because this is it's a pasta sauce, so it's liquidy. You don't have to open up the whole can. I have my can opener right here. And what I'll do is I'll just make 2 little snaps here. And one right there. And you can push that little center down. And you make another one on the other side because you want the air to go through. Or else you're going to have a hard time. So get yourself one of these little gadgets. It's good for bottles and it's good for cans. Alright, so that's how I opened it. And if you only make one hole, you won't get no air in the can to pull it out. It's going to be really hard. That's why I made 2 little holes. So that's what I did right there. Okay, I'm just going to put this back over here. It's a magnet, so I always know where it is. I always put it right there on the corner. So there goes a little piece of flying pepper and flying meat everywhere. Okay, I'm mixing this too much now. Put that over there. Alright, that's it. That's it. Don't fight with the food. It's to be eaten, not to be fought with. I'm kidding. Humor. Dark humor. Funny humor. Any kind of humor. Okay, so this is good like that. So now I'm going to add in my tomato sauce to that. And then I'm going to cover it. Not adding a whole can because I don't want no wet. I don't want no wet quesadillas. Just a little bit so it can give it some flavor. It'll give it some sweet flavor. It has the garlic in there. And like I said, this already has some salt. What I could do is, no, I don't even need to throw in no more garlic. See? Like I said, I want it dry. I don't want it too wet. So just give it a little bit more because I want it to have color. Alright, and that's it. A lot of people probably don't put the tomato sauce. A lot of people don't put the tomato sauce in here, so they just do regular ground beef. But I like the sauce the flavors when the sauce cooks with the meat and the peppers and the garlic. I like that. That's really tasty. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna let this cook up a little bit in its own flavors. I'm gonna cover it. I got a pot over here boiling. I need to check it. Hold on 1 second. I have a little bone cooking for my grand doggy so he could tear up this bone. Yes, Amy, I'm giving Marley a bone. It's a nice big one. Right there, look. See? That's for Marley. But I'm boiling it. I want it to come real tender. Not too tender. I don't want him to take a big chunk, so I'm going to leave it where he could just keep gnawing at it and gnawing at it, you know? Just like that. So I'm just cooking it up so you can be quiet a little bit. Alright, this is too high the flame. Okay, I'm going to lower the flame up to there. And now I'm going to put this cheese to the side And I have my little taquitos right here, my little misión, and they're just little flour tortillas. And I'm gonna make some quesadillas, but first I'm gonna get a spoon, and I'm gonna pre-cream every one of them. I'm gonna put a little bit of the sauce on it, like this. You can see what I'm doing, right, guys? Okay, so I put a little bit there, and I'm just gonna spread it. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit, so it could give it that bean flavor. You want to get some extra proteins in here. Okay, there you go. So I'll show you what it looks like. I'm only doing one side. Okay, so it'll look like that. See? I just spread the bean dip, and I'm just gonna cover it right now with another one of this. This is one quesadilla that I have. I'm gonna put it right there, and let me get another spoon. I'm just gonna put it right there. Take that tissue out, even though I needed to clean my fingers. So again, I'm just gonna spoon it all around like this. Sorry, that piece fell off. I was not gonna throw it away. All right. There we go. That's another one. I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to cover it. This one kind of stuck a little bit. All right, so let's cover that one. So I have two already done. And I'm going to do it again, put another spoon, and I'm just going to smear it all over. Like that. Okay, so there's another one. I'm gonna cover it up, and I have to make two more, or rather one more quesadilla. So I'm just gonna open it up because they're kind of stuck a little. All right, so open this up, and I'm gonna get a spoon of this, put it in here. Okay. All right, that one's done also. Put a little bit there, and I'm gonna cover it. I still have a little bit left in here, so let me just check my meat really quick. Let's see what it looks like. See, it's nice and dry. It's not saucy at all. The sauce has cooked down, so all I have is some wet ground beef and sausage. It's wet, but not a drippy or really saucy. So I'm just gonna leave it a little bit more, just a few more minutes, and I have some other tortillas that I'm gonna take out, so I don't have to waste that little bit of Let's see what I have here. Oh well, I thought there was more than this. It's only one tortilla here left, just one, but that's okay because I'm gonna take this little bit of tortilla that's left, so I don't have to throw it away, and I'm gonna put it right on it. Be frugal. Look at all that. I was not about to leave all that, so I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna put it on the tortilla. When it comes time to put it in, since I don't have a cover, I'll just cut it in half and make a little halfie. But I would not throw this away. This is some good bean dip right here. So there we go, see? Okay, so we have that one. Now we can get rid of these two bags and get rid of the spoon. I'll just wash it. All right, so now the bean dip spoon is washed already, and I'll just wait until my meat is ready, and then we put them together. Okay, let me put this to the side right now, and let's check our meat. I'm going to take my meat, and I'm going to put it to the back again. This looks super delicious. Super, super, super delicious. And like I said, it has no sauce on it, or rather that you can see nothing dripping. So that's what I was looking for. Okay, I'm going to leave it uncovered, because if I leave it uncovered, it won't make moisture, you know, like it makes in the pot, and then all that dripping goes down. So I'm going to put this to the side right now. And I'm going to let this just air out a little. Let's air it out. Okay? All right, so since this is done, I'm going to push it to the back, shut the back stove off. I know my table's dirty. Wait 1 second. I'm going to get it. Okay. Alrighty, so that could go in the sink, and there you go. That is very nice right there and perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one over to the side. I'll just put it right there. Take this one. I'll push it to the back because this is all cooked already. I don't need to do anything to it. So that one's hot. That's a hot pot. So I'm going to take my pot holder. Let me just grab this. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit. Okay, because I don't want them to burn. All right, so I'm going to grab, not the little one. I'll leave the little one for last. Okay, so I'm going to grab my tortilla. And I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of olive oil. Just a little bit. Just a little dip of olive oil into the pan like so. And I'm going to put my tortilla in there like that. It'll go down eventually. Okay, let's put this here. And what I want to do is I want to fill it up with some meat. I could put a little cheese on it first. Just a small amount. You don't have to take a lot. It's just so the meat could stay together and hold up. Okay, so we're going to do that. And here's my sauce. I'm going to pile it up. So if there's any oil or any drippings in there, they'll slide to the bottom. And I could work with the top, which is dry. So I'm going to grab about 2 spoons. Like that. And I want to spread it all out. Maybe 2 spoons was a little bit. I'll put another little half here. Okay, that's better now. So there we go. Put our tortillas right there. And my flame is on. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some more cheese to it. Let me put that right there. I'm going to add more cheese. This time you could go a little bit more cheese. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Let me take the spoon out. Look how nice. So I'm just going to wait for this tortilla to get a little toasty, and then I'm going to flip it over. Okay, first I got to turn the heat up because the heat was not up. And I'm going to need a big spatula for sure. I forgot I was going to incorporate some cabbage. I was going to put cabbage in this to make it a healthy dish, but I totally forgot about my cabbage. Look, I had already sliced it, and I was going to cook it really nice with the ground beef, but that's okay because I'm just going to put some butter and garlic on it, and I'll serve it to the side. That'll be fine, no biggie. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it on top of this one right here. And then I'm going to turn it. See that? It turns really nicely. I'm going to flatten it so all the cheese could melt down. Okay, like that. You can hear it. When you start to hear that sound, that sounds like it's getting crispy. Then you could attempt to put this in. And I suggest you grab it and you flip it. Oh, let me get this. I did it. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Break it down. All right, that one stayed up a little bit, no problem. but you know the concept right here. So I have all of these to do, and I'm gonna put this in some butter and garlic while these taquitos, these little quesadillas cook up, which won't be long, but since I have a few to make, I'll just pause the video and I'll be back, okay? I'm almost done. I already have 2 of them ready, and this one is coming out next. And what I did was I put a little bit of meat to the side because I still have one left here and that little one there. So I put the meat to the side, and whatever was left in the pan, I just put a little bit of seasonings in there and threw in my cabbage so I can cook it. So it's gonna have good taste. It's gonna have the same taste as the meat, which is really nice. I hope you could see it. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just cooking that right there, and I still have 2 to go. I'll be back. Hi everybody, I'm back, and this is ready already. I have the last one cooking, which is the little one. It came out like a little taco. See that? It looks like a little taco. So since that one's ready, and so are all of these ready, I'm gonna plate it up. Oh, that's hot. Let me get my little pan. I got this yesterday. So cute to put hot stuff on it. So I'm gonna put that hot stuff on it. And my cabbage is already nice and cooked and seasoned to perfection. Nice and healthy. So let's plate this up, okay? I'm just gonna leave this here. I shut the stove off. It's just cooking because the pan is hot. Let me get my pretty plate. All right, so let's see one of these quesadillas, how they look. Okay, we'll take this one. Look how beautiful. I'm gonna cut it open. Let's cut it. Let me get my knife. Okay, so I got my knife, and let's just cut this quesadilla and see what it looks like in the middle. Look. Oof, look how cheesy. Look. So cheesy. So we have our quesadillas, and I'm gonna shut this off, and I'm gonna take a little helping of some cabbage here, and I'm just gonna put it right on the side. Very healthy cabbage. Incorporated something healthy in here, and you can see it has like little bits and pieces of the meat. See, it has little pieces of the meat in there. So there you go. That's my dinner for today. Very economical, the frugal way. And there you go. You have it. 2 quesadillas. Really nice. And a plate of, and some cabbage. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, let me know by giving me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. Again, thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a blessed Saturday. Bye. So yummy. Look at it, yummy. Bye.